Prospering is known to be a solo versus squads demon, as he consistently wins games against full teams on a daily basis. And today, I'm going to break down how he's able to consistently wipe out squads and make it look so easy. I guarantee that this video will help you become a better zero player, whether you want to try solo squatting yourself or simply dominate in regular solos. Let's go ahead and jump straight into the video. In this game, Prospering drops 30 eliminations, and sure, some of them were AI, but that's not something he can help, and if every player were real, it would not matter. So here, as he's killing this AI team, let's talk about the essential things he does to make sure he's able to dominate. For his loadout, in this game, he goes with the following layout: 2 mobility items, a shotgun and an AR, and a healing item. It's important to note that he prefers to carry shockwaves over the Typhoon Blade, along with the Oni mask. For his shotgun, he goes with the Sentinel Pump in this specific game, but he does like to rock the SMG instead of the shotgun in his more recent gameplay. For the AR, it's an obvious choice. You have to go with the scoped AR. It is the weapon that he uses to melt enemies without having to jump into their faces. But lastly, I want to talk about the crucial part of his loadout, and that is a car. I know it's not technically part of his loadout, but it is an item used both as mobility and cover, as you will see in this game and in this next fight that we're about to break down now. Now here he pulls up on this player sitting by the shrine shooting his car. He instantly gets out and gets some free beams with the AR. He's then able to crack this player, but he notices his teammates coming on the zip line, and instead of just jumping on this guy's face, he uses his car, and notice when he drives up, he's positioning his car to the point where if he were to get out, he would not be exposed to them. As he gets out the vehicle, he uses his AR to focus on players that are sitting in the open. What many people would do is opt to go for the player that he made weak, but here he's letting the opponents come to him, and because it's a 4v1, that's exactly what they're going to do. He throws his void mask here in case he needs to disengage from the fight, and here one of the opponents is pushing him. He's able to pull out his shotgun, deal some damage, instantly get back in the car, and notice how he's using his car to be absolutely unhittable. After each shot he takes here, he instantly gets into the car to make sure he's not taking any damage. He has one player knocked, but notice how he never gives them a chance to take shots. Here his car is weak and all his guns need to be reloaded. That void he threw earlier comes in clutch, and now he's able to reposition and reload all his weapons. He knows one of them is knocked, so they're gonna go for a res. He quickly returns and he's able to knock the guy that was resing him, and here with some good AR beams, he knocks a player, cracks another one that ends up getting into his weak car. All he has to do is shoot the car out, and now it's a 1v1 situation. He jumps on this last player and eliminates him, and here even he would admit that he could have just stayed up there and eliminated him. Actually, something he did say in that clip, but it did not matter because he got the job done. So he made that look so easy, but what's important is when he's fighting, he's isolating angles, only be fighting one player at a time. Even when they were all in his face, he always focused on one player, so use your opponent's aggressiveness to isolate them. And when he left, they thought he was simply gonna disengage, but he is full health. He literally did not take any damage all the way up to the last player that was left on the team, and that's why he jumped him. He had a crazy health advantage, so there was no way that he was going to lose that fight. Now quickly, if you'd like for me to review your clips and help you get better at the game, I will leave a link down in the description where you can become a VIP member for $15 a month and submit as many clips as you'd like in a private Discord section, and I will give you full in-depth feedback so you can try and get better. But let's get back into the video. Here in this next fight, he uses the Void Oni mask in the most elite way possible. As he's fighting the boss here, he gets third-partied by a team, and as soon as he does some damage, he instantly repositions to make sure he's not in the open, pops down his sprite, and at the same time he's using this right peek to isolate the rest of the team and take shots on whatever he has angles on. Notice that the player he's shooting is the only player that can shoot back because the rest of the team does not have an angle on him. He quickly repositions for a better head glitch, and here he continues to use his AR from range, looking to knock a player before he makes a move. And now he has that void boon as well, which will mark the area if he eliminates a player. So here he's finally able to eliminate this player, and he marks everything that's going on. He sees that these players are isolated, instantly throws his void mask, waits for it to land right behind the opponent, and uses it. And as soon as he does, he right peeks the rock to make sure they don't have angles on him, uses his shotgun to crack a player, focuses the weak player, instantly runs into the next possible right peek, which is the street, always and constantly breaking line of sight for these opponents, uses the void mask again to get above this player and confuse him, and just like that, he's able to clean up this fight. In this next fight, he is going up against the medallion. One of the players is in the open. He's able to knock him before he can react. The other player is also in the open. He's able to crack him, and he closes the distance with the void mask to finish up that guy. Now he's basically playing solos against this team, and like we talked about earlier, isolating every fight and basically turning it into a 1v1v 1v1 instead of turning it into a 1v4. This is very easy to do against teams that don't move as a unit. So now that he has those knocks, he knows his teammates will come back and they have the medallion. So here he gets back in the car, and just like earlier, he drives it in a way to where the other team does not have easy angles on him, and now when he sees them in the open, he gets out on the perfect side and he's able to crack both players, instantly gets in the car because they're throwing those fireballs at him, and repositions again, driving in a way that they can't deal damage. And as soon as they're in the open rotating, he's able to take some free beams, get out the car, isolating his angles as always, marks the other player, so when he tries to get in the bush, it doesn't matter because he's sitting in the open and he's able to pick up that elimination. I cannot stress how good he is at fighting squads without taking any damage. I mean, he quite literally doesn't need to heal. Now, there's only 3 other players remaining, and one of them is sitting on the roof above him here. He uses his void mask to time it perfectly to land right below the roof, so he can use that edge of the roof as cover whilst also taking shots. Exactly what he does here, lands below this player, takes a shotgun shot and some hipfire AR shots, realizes that this guy is all by himself up here. He uses the shockwave to get right above him because he now has that health advantage, and this player is trying to get off the roof, so all he has to do now is land the shots and focus on getting some AR beams as he's moving away, and just like that, he's able to pick up this elimination. Then he spots these 2 other players sitting in the bush, hits some crazy shots again using his car as cover as he always does throughout the game, uses the void to reposition, get behind the other opponent, and just like that, win the game with that kill. You may not be able to teach his aim, but it's something you develop over time as you practice. What you can learn is that you can beat full teams and just really good players in general by simply having better positioning and learning to read the situation and using fundamentals such as right peeks and constant movement to make yourself hard to hit. Huge shout out to Prospering for letting me use some of his content to educate you guys. So if you're not already, make sure you guys go subscribe to his channel. I'm sure you know of him, but I'll leave all his links down in the pinned comment. Man's been killing it lately and he deserves all the support. Myself, I've been trying to play solo squads and have noticed how much better I've gotten after watching some of his gameplay, and hopefully I helped all of you do the same. Give it a try because it resembles and translates into not only dominating solo versus squads, but becoming an overall better player, as solo squads is a great way to learn to fight when under pressure because that flashy movement and good aim is simply not enough. Learning to position yourself properly on the map and understanding how to break down teams is what will make you a better player overall. So give it a try and let me know down in the comments if you're finding solo versus squads helpful at all. And if you want to improve your movement, click on the video that is shown on your screen.